welcome to Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Today we are going to make a kale Caesar salad. It's a pun, you see. It's like Hail Caesar, but it's kale Caesar. So just in case you might be new to kale or you've tried kale and you find that it's just like the toughest, chewiest, most disgusting thing to eat, here is a way to make kale palatable. First of all, the leaves have a big rib going through them, the stem, and you cut that off and throw it away. You are not going to be eating that. And then what I like to do is fold the leaf over many times and get a tight little package. And then I'm going to slice this just as thinly as I can. Now when you hold on to stuff, make sure your knuckles are out so that the knife, I don't mean like this, not the knife blade, but the back of the knife slides against your knuckles. That'll keep you from ever cutting your finger. So I'm just going to go through this as thinly as I possibly can. And you'll be surprised that this makes this, and soaking in oil for a little while, the salad dressing, makes kale really quite palatable. And this salad is durable. It will last in the fridge for a couple of days and still be just as well. Actually, we decided it was even better the second day. But I just go through the entire head of kale doing this. This takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth it if you want to eat kale.
Green leafy stuff is supposed to be good for you.
It is. It is. And this year we're going to find out how easy it is to grow it, or easy or not. I think it probably grows pretty easily. It's a member of the same family as broccoli and cauliflower, so those do well here in this climate, so I think we'll be fine with that. So I'm going to go through all the rest of that, and I'm not going to bore you with watching that. In the meantime, let's work on the dressing. I have a half cup of grated Parmesan cheese. The grated is more dense than the other versions, so you get more in a half cup. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. 2 or 3 of these delicious fillet of anchovy. This little tiny jar was all we could find one day when we were needing anchovies. So that's what we've got. That'll help right there. And then 2 shakes of Worcestershire. See if I can get a little of that mustard off of there. No, not really. Okay. And the juice and zest of 1 lemon. So, gotta zest your lemon first. And always with store-bought lemons, of course, you want to wash them first because you never know what got on the outside of them. And that's the part you're eating when you use lemon zest. And I should mention that also about the kale. This, you need to wash it when you get it before you start cutting it. Okay, there's your zest. Juice this lemon. And of course, this is going to need a little bit of salt because what doesn't. So I'm going to give it, it's probably a 1/4 teaspoon. And there is our dressing. You just smoke that well in the blender and that's it. It's ready to go. We'll come back when it's time to combine that with the kale. All right, so we're getting close to ready to assemble. I have taken my kale into this form. It's all nice little shreds. Here's our pile of kale bones that we will not be using. Now, if you have we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of oil to our dressing. I'm using sesame oil, which gives it a little bit of an extra flavor. You can use avocado oil, olive oil, whatever kind of oil you'd like. If you're using a regular food processor where you can pour the oil in while the food processor is on, do that because that helps it emulsify better. This little device here does not allow for that, so I'm just going to pour the oil in and let it go. And the blending that oil in is what gives you a creamy dressing. And look how creamy that is now. That's beautiful. So we are going to put the dressing in the salad, mix it all up, and put it in the fridge to sit for a while and let it all marry. And I like to put some in, mix, mix, mix. Oh, you know what I forgot?
Pine nuts?
Pine nuts or some kind of nuts.
Some kind of nuts.
Almonds in this. We'll be back. Okay, I kind of like the sliced almonds for this. Pine nuts would work fine, slivered almonds, you know, whatever nut you happen to like. Peanuts, I think would be good in here. Or you could make the dressing with peanut oil and put peanuts in there and you'd have something there. But this just gives a little extra flavor and a little extra texture as you're going through the salad. So now let's get some more of the dressing in here. Mix, mix, mix. Oh yeah, that's looking good now. So this is better after it sits a little while, and we thought it was better the next day. In particular, I think that looks like enough dressing. Okay, well, a little more in there, but I don't want to overdress this. That was kind of a small head of kale, so you're kind of at the mercy of your kale bundler at the grocery store. So there we have it.
Oh, don't forget about the croutons.
Kale Caesar. You can put croutons in this, and in fact this recipe does call for them. They do very definitely get soggy sitting in this. So if you wanted to add croutons to your bowl and serve it, that would be really good. You can put them in here. Nice garlicky croutons that gives it a little extra flavor. I would recommend, I don't know, I'm not much of a crouton man, so I would recommend adding them to your bowl later so they stay crunchy. But because I did definitely find that they got very soggy. But there you have it, Kale Caesar. Thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen, and we'll see you next time.